So welcome to Echotraders. My name's Dale Elliott. On the right hand side here, NQ, E-mini, and we'll look at this here as your target. On the left is your YM chart. Let's see if we can get the YM back up into 868 area before it drops more. It obviously has had a downward trend area here. And Q is at a money off. We'll look for this area here. For some reason we don't have a pointer today, so I'll try not to get ahead of myself until you see what we're looking at. We'll look for this area here to hold as a support area, and so we'd like to really see it retested instead of it just take off and go. We want to see some pullback that we did get right here by the RT on 50 on the right hand side, RT 50. It's a higher low in here. I'll just emphasize this. Actually, I'll use yellow. So slight higher low is the retest here. So if you took advantage of that so far, you're up just enough to say that it's a winning trade, and it is counter-trend. Did we mention that? We better mention that in case we didn't. The chart on the left is the YM. The timestamp is 8:30 and 10 seconds. It is now 8:35. See if there's be a push up here to retest 20868. Get a marker on the NQ on the right. We'll just put an X. Whoops, it's a little large. Find a smaller one, but maybe a white one. X. Find the next. There we go. All right. So here's a white X. All right. So a move to the upside what we're looking for is, can this break up through the zero here? This here's your MACD on the bottom of the chart. So we have a little bump here and a higher up above. So we're looking for some green to appear above the white horizontal on the MACD. So the giveaway here is this will turn green. There it is. We want to see some follow through. And your next target is 5661. We'll turn this here up top here. Whoops. Turn this brown so you can see the yellow outline. This here's the target after the 5661. It is 64.75. There we go. Whoops. So a little bit more push to the upside. That's great. So We call this here next one a money off target, and this is also confluence. So let's we'll look at these as confluence targets, which are 5661 and a quarter and 5661 even. That would be your next target. See if the green is holding. That's good. And we have quite a ways to go on the chart on the left, on the YM, to get that into green area. But it is working out. We can see the pen, eh? Alright, so that we'll use the pen as the pointer. So our target area on the YM chart on the left, 20868. It's beginning to look good. What we have is a low. We have a little V shape. Some people call the V shape a inverted head and shoulders. Now this is on a very small scale. So that would be one shoulder, two shoulder, and the head. Invert it. Okay, so here on the chart on the left, right, on the right, chart on the right, sorry about that, is back up into here, so it's a little bit of a resistance area so far. And your higher lows where the white X is here. And confluence targets, money off area. We have a money off symbol in here too. Text, I should say. Just move that a little tiny bit, just about there. Zoom in on this. So we're a tick away. And we'll come back just to save space. All right, target achieved. I'll unzoom on the chart on the right. So we'll see if we get to the next one, if you have a runner left. And on the left-hand side, that is proceeding fairly nice. It's taking out a few little highs, and I'll just put a little tiny blue X here. This here is a high that was taken out, and we'll copy and move that. So we have a lower low down in here, and then a higher low right by this here little blue X. It's like a sad sack here. Take off the erase the drawing. So the blue X here is a higher low, and the blue X here on the chart on the left is now a lower high, or yeah, I guess you'd call that a lower high, but it's been taken out. So now we're not suggesting that you have to do the counter trend as such, but we do suggest that you get out of your short positions, if nothing else, or you could wind up giving a fair amount of money back. And now we'd like to see this here horizontal here where we have money off. Hold as, I'll just copy that, hold as a support area. Make it easier to see. And your next target to weigh in is 62.75 or 5662 3/4, like this here blue. So our target, we're targeting right here on the YM as a pullback. It is also counter trend. Now, like I say, we don't know if it'll stop there, if it'll proceed to go further, but as long as you locked in the money on your short position, you're not giving it back. So it's a win-win twofold. Whether you took the counter trend or not, you can see here on the chart on the left, the MACD is attempting. So once again, you look for the green. The green did take place. We've had to condense that chart so you don't see the actual green, but what you're looking for is similar to the green over here, up above the 0. This here is the 0 right here, and this here green head here has taken place. Same as the one on the chart on the right. We were looking for it, it happened. We get a little bit of a follow through. So whether you take the counter trend and it becomes something, because every trade starts with a counter trend. Every trade. Even your trend trades, there's a small counter trend within. Okay, 62.75, 2 ticks away, so $10 away from that target. This is also a money off target to some degree, but if you've taken some money off at the 61.8, the 161.8, I'm sorry. So let me get that right here. And that is at 5661. It's a little tiny bit hard to see. Let me see if I can move this here guy. Okay, so whether it was the 61 or the 161 on this micro scale, and we want to see that retest and hold and so on, and then progress into something for what you may have left as a runner. But so far you've put in your pocket more than enough to pay the broker and make a nice first trade for the day. So we'll look for this here area here to be your next area to hold as a support. $5 away from your next target, 5662.75. There it is. See if we can get to 5664.75 right here. Chart on the left is at 208.64. Target is 868. All right, so far so good. Guess it's safe enough to put my name on here. It's a joke. Okay, so I do most of the charting if I don't sleep in. Another joke. Sorry if it's a You got to have a little bit of a light sense of humor. All right, so resistance area taking place here on the NQ, right exactly where it's supposed to take place. So we'll see if the market can break up through that resistance. It is now 8:50, so 10 minutes to 9 in about 2 seconds. There we go. So resistance there, and we look for a pullback into 56.61 area, and ideally we'd like to see this and then the direction to the next target, something like that. And on the left, we're just looking for $10 more on the left. Well, it relates to $10. Okay, so on the chart on the right, we're getting a nice red candle. I'll move this here little tiny black arrow. Looking, you already know what we're looking for there. Is a pullback to say, hey, this is support. Let's go to the next target. So chart on the left, we want to see this here stabilize in here and then go to target. Chart on the right, we had that nice little pullback here to the support area that we're looking for. It can come down a little more, it doesn't matter. And then right back up into the resistance area here. Chart on the right, we're trying to have the market get to 5664 3/4. Now it's okay if it goes beyond, but that's our next money off target, if you will. It's tempting to do so. Chart on the left, we'll zoom in on what you're looking for here. So it's ever so close. Of course, we'd like to see the follow through. We did talk about this here MACD coming into the green. We are getting the green. Sorry, you can't see the pointer. We'll get a pen. We are seeing a green area here, and the pullback that we would like. Of course, we don't always get everything we want, but if we got that, it makes a good start to the morning. If you want to know more information, contact support at echotraders.com. Just send an email there. We can get you into the live room. Coming into your 9 o'clock here, we're looking for some volume to come in and be the catalyst to take it all the way to the targets. All right, 2 or 3 seconds to 9 a.m. Ever so close to target here on the YM on the left. Would like to see 20868. One tick away. Not a lot of volume here so far. I think the water has boiled enough for tea here. We do have a bit of a cross here on the MACD on the NQ and the resistance area right along here. So we'll look for the market to hold at the EMA and target achieved on the YM on the left hand side. See if we can squeeze out enough before the NQ drops back into downward trend. We're looking for the EMA, the blue line here, to hold as a support area. While we're waiting for NQ, put a little white X here. What we were looking for is a pullback in here to hold at the black arrows at the bottom here, and that's exactly where it came. In this case, we don't get things always quite so exact. Getting a little bit of a push here on the NQ chart on the right. We were looking at the 5663 area. That is a temporary double top. It's resistance is what it is, right? And we do have this here potential cross on the MACD, as we had said. There's not a lot of divergence. I get put an eclipse on so we can see that. So there's not a whole lot of divergence here, but that doesn't mean it can't take place. We would like to see target first, and then it can drop down, and we'll go with appropriate measures to the downside if we're going to get that. So I'll pause once again, see if we can get to that target. So about 2 points to go here on NQ to target. A little bit of resistance holding pretty strong here on the NQ, and as we had mentioned, it is a counter trend trade. And 1 tick to go. Ah, that is pretty darn close. So you have to have your money locked in for sure. All right, so MACD, the cross, there's no big divergence, but once again, we look at what is the market actually doing. So we have a cross on our MACD, and right here we have the MACD turning aqua to the downside. So we'll see if that holds very much, and then we may get our target here to get out of the trade that targets to the upside have been. And like I say, there's not a lot of divergence here, not a lot of angle to go down through there. So we'll give it a few more moments here. So we talk about prior swing in the room quite a bit. So if you were going to take yourself out, you don't take yourself out at the trailing stop. That's back down into our confluence targets, if you will. And so prior swing would come in looking like this. And target reached. As I had mentioned earlier, if you want to know more, you want to sit in on the morning session, let us know. Everything starts with a counter trend. It's how much do you expect to get out of it is the real question. We'll unzoom here on the YM chart on the left. So you can see everything starts with a counter trend, a nice V shape here, bang, away you go to the upside. So it doesn't always work out, and on this day it did. Till next time, trade well, my friends. Thanks for watching.